If you're tired of juggling 5 different AI subscriptions, copying and pasting between ChatGPT and Claude like it's 2022, and watching other developers automate their entire workflow while you are still manually switching tabs, this video changes everything. If you're still struggling to make your AI tools work together, these so-called AI productivity setups are definitely not working. So even though everyone is showing off these on LinkedIn and YouTube, they are actually making you less productive. Look, if you can't step away from your computer for 2 hours without your AI workflow falling apart, then you don't have an AI system. You have an AI mess. And what I'm going to tell you in this video is that the more AI tools you use, the slower you might become, unless you combine everything together. And this is my question to you. Are you ready for a radically different approach to AI automation that actually works? Because I'm about to show you how to connect Claude, Perplexity, FireCrawl, and a bunch of other AI tools into one unified workspace that actually talks to each other. And as you'll see, it has nothing to do with expensive integrations, complex APIs, or becoming a DevOps expert. Instead, it's a simple Docker setup that takes about 15 minutes and will make you look like the developer who finally figured out AI automations. By the end of this tutorial, you will stop being the person asking, how do you manage all these AI subscriptions? And become the person that others ask, how did you set that up? So let's turn you from an AI tool collector into an AI automation master. So the first thing I'm going to do here is download Docker Hub for Windows. So if I just go here, I'm going to download for Windows and verify that, download the unverified file. And this will start downloading to my desktop. Once this completes, I'll add this to Claude. And just to get this ready, what I need to do is just go to File Settings. I'm going to go to Developer. I'm going to edit the config, and this will bring up the config file, which is where I'll need to install that right there. I can delete that because that is no longer applicable. And let's see where we're at. Okay, so this is asking me to install. So just install this. A shortcut, sure. All right, so here I must restart Windows to complete the installation. So let's just do that. Okay, so here we are back, and we have the Docker subscription service agreement. So let's accept that, and let's see what we get here. So welcome to Docker, we're using it for personal. Let me just sign in here. And this is pretty much it. So welcome survey, let's skip this. And here we go, starting the Docker engine. So what I'm looking for right here is like an option for MCP stuff. Should have the servers and the clients in a second. Okay, integration. Do you want to restart it? Sure, restart WS integration. I believe this is because I'm running Windows. If this is on a Mac, that should be pretty much straightforward. And over here, if I go to, let's see, my extensions. Okay, so if we go to extensions here, let me just close this for now. I search for MCP. We have the Docker MCP toolkit. So let's install that. Okay, extension is being installed right here. Give it access. And over here, we get the Docker MCP toolkit successfully installed. Cool. So now we go to MCP toolkit. We get the MCP servers and the MCP clients. For clients, let's just connect to Claude right here. So that should have been done automatically. Let's see. Let's actually restart Claude. So quit Claude, rerun it. And if I go to File Settings, Developer, we now get MCP Docker right there. So let me just trash this so we don't keep getting those errors. Okay, so let's restart Claude once more. And now we should be good to go. So File, Settings, Developer, and we have MCP Docker, which is running. Great. So go back to MCP servers. Here we have all the servers that are now available directly through Docker. So let's say, I don't know, Curl, Chroma, Box, Brave, Search, Atlassian, let's say I have Perplexity here. Let's enable this. This will require Perplexity API key. So I'm just grab that. And over here, I just pasted a Perplexity API key. So now you can hit that. And I should now be connected to Perplexity. So now if I go back to Claude, and I believe I will need to, first of all, it's showing as disabled. Extended thinking, no tools available. Okay, let's just restart Claude. So now we should be able to see Perplexity connected. So this would allow us to sort of use the best of both worlds. Okay, so it's showing no tools available. So let's just go back here. MCP clients. This should be okay. So let's go back to file, settings, developer, Docker. This is running. Now we're just saying no tools are available. Okay, so we'll go back to servers. Perplexity has 3 tools, which are ask, reason, and research. The key is there, and this is enabled. So technically, it should be available right there. Okay. Let's do this once more. So close Claude, reopen it. Okay, and now we have the tool right there. So if I enable MCP Docker and Perplexity is now available, I can say what is happening in the world today. What's happening in the world today? Use Perplexity chat, I believe it's called. Ask. Should get asked for permission in order to use this. Yep. So we now get this. So we're gonna allow always. And it's doing this Google search right now. So what are the major stories and events happening around the world today, June 17, 2025? And now we get the results back from Perplexity through Claude or through the Docker Hub desktop installation. So I have Israel Iran conflict, G7 summit. We have US domestic developments, global impact. So there is all that. So this is working as expected, but let's now go back to chat and let's see what other tools we have enabled here. So we have Perplexity enabled, and here, let's see if there's anything that stands out. I saw Notion as well. I have 11 labs, so that might be interesting since we have 19 tools right here. So add knowledge base, check subscription, create agent, great, get agent, get voice, text to speech, text to voice. Okay, cool. So you can also create stuff on the fly from Claude if we wanted to. We have FireCrawl, which is great if we're doing anything related to SEO. So in terms of tools, we have check status, scroll, deep research, extract, generate, map, scrape, and search. Okay, so we can also scrape websites as well. So if we were to enable this, I mean, this required secrets, so that's good. Let's go back here. You must configure the item before it can be used. Okay, cool. Okay, so FireCrawl API key. So we just need that. So let me just grab that. So over here, I just created a new key. Going to copy that. And let's go back to here. Paste that in. Save that. Okay, let's leave this as the default. Now we can enable FireCrawl. So again, I'll go back to Claude, and I believe we will need to, it's weird though. This is disabled. Okay. So let's try restart that. So Claude. Okay, now we have 11 tools. So we have Perplexity and the 3 tools right there, and we have FireCrawl. So let's say use FireCrawl to scrape I'll scrape a coffee circus website. So this is essentially a coffee shop here in Malta. So use FireCrawl to scrape that. I should get asked for permissions again as before. Using FireCrawl, okay, cool. Allow always. This should give me the contents of the site right here. So if we were to open this up, we would get that right there. So I'm expecting to get the same thing directly available in Claude. Specific roasters about, okay, freshly roasted. Tagline is every day is a perfect day with love. Let's see. Yep, every day is a perfect day with love. Great. We also got locations. Great. Mobile options, bike service, tuk-tuk, coffee on wheels. Okay, interesting. Curious where that was found. And okay, yeah. The famous tuk-tuk often goes on tour with coffee to cater for local events. Sweet. So we got all the information right there. And then obviously we can keep going with this. So we can say, I don't know, tell me about Latino Express brand. Like, tell me more about this. So then, if we just do that, Claude can use its own knowledge in order to give us results based on that. So we're not just limited to using that right there. We could also use Perplexity in order to do this query. So we can also combine different tools sequentially. So here's saying I don't see any detailed information about that. Let me search for more specific information about this blend. Okay. So now it's searching the web for that. Okay, found information about that. So it's finding information on Vault. We get the links as well. Great. So they're also available on Vault. So the searches are not just limited to one thing. So I can also say use Perplexity to find out more about this coffee blend. I don't have access to that. Okay, cool. It's weird. Disabled. Sure, if there's something happening, because as you saw earlier, first it was disabled, then it wasn't, then it was, and now it's disabled again for some strange reason. So it does work, but it seems to sometimes get disabled as well. Let me try exit Claude again. This was one thing that kept on happening when I was trying to connect to the N8 and MCP servers. As you can see now, these are available once more. So I go back to chats and I open this up. Let's see, MCP Docker is now available. So weird. So now if I say use Perplexity to find out more about this coffee plant, I should technically get information about that since this is now available. But in Perplexity specifically. That's weird. Okay, so maybe you can only use one tool. But not all. It's weird. I thought that you could. I'm pretty sure I tried it before. Found the detailed breakdown, complete picture. Now we got the information about the Latino espresso blend. So 7% Brazil, 20% Colombian, 10% Kenya. Cool. What else is there? We have GitHub, we have Google Maps, API. So all of these can directly, or technically, can all be implemented directly within Claude. We have Notion right here. We have Perplexity, which we've used. We have Postgres. Send emails. Cool. YouTube transcripts. Retrieve transcript for given YouTube URLs. So that might be useful. So you can give it a URL and it gives you the transcript of that YouTube video. And in terms of the clients, you also have different options here, right? So there's Scarcer. If it was installed on your computer, you can just connect it there. We have continue.dev. We have Gordon. Not sure what it is. Gordon. Yeah, not quite sure what that is. But yeah, there's Claude, there's Scarcer, and there's continue.dev in terms of clients. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you found this video useful. So if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, which I just realized was stuck on the screen there. And do that so you don't miss any future videos, because I'll be releasing more and more content on this AI automation based stuff. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments below, and I'll speak to you soon.